Hi everyone, welcome to week 6. If you can believe it, we only have 2 more weeks left of content, and then we have our final week, which will consist of the exam and also your videos for your green tech presentations. So we are almost done. This week we are taking a look at energy. We're going to be talking about 2 different ways that we can generate energy. We'll talk about energy that comes from non-renewable sources. So this is also considered your traditional fossil fuels, things like coal and oil and natural gas. This also includes nuclear power, although nuclear power is not considered a type of fossil fuel power. It is considered a non-renewable resource because of some of the elements that we need in order to create a nuclear reaction. And those are things that have to be mined from the ground. Therefore, they're in a finite supply, so they're considered non-renewable. And then we're going to compare that with our renewable sources of energy. So those are things such as solar power and wind and geothermal and hydroelectric, those types of energy sources, things that we refer to these as renewable sources because essentially as long as we have the power behind them, the wind, the sun, the water, they are limitless, and that's kind of the idea. So we will compare those 2 types of energy sources. So here in our learning modules, we're in week 6. The Week 6 looks a little bit different from a video standpoint. I don't have a specific video that I'm going to give you going through my lecture notes. What I've done this time instead is I provided you with a playlist, and this playlist has a whole host of different, very short videos, all the way from, I think the longest one is maybe almost 4 minutes long, and the shortest one is a little is about 2 minutes long, and it comes from 2 sources that I'm using, the U.S. Department of Energy and a project called Student Energy. And the nice thing about these is it goes through, again, both your renewable sources of energy and also your non-renewable sources of energy. So these are the videos that you're going to use this week to sort of help you with the content. And again, you'll also have, of course, your reading as well and my lecture notes. For assignments this week, we have, as always, our discussion and our module quiz. This time, the assignment that I'm going to have you do is a little bit longer than some of the other assignments we've done. So, for example, last week was a very short assignment. Even the trash can diary was fairly on the short side. This particular graphic organizer that we're going to be using it's a lot of information, I'm not going to lie. But ideally, you will use this to help you prepare for the exam. Because if you have looked at the study guides, either one of the study guides yet, you'll notice that on there I have a whole host. Sorry, my syllabus for my fall class just popped up. I have an entire section in which you're required to know several things about both renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy, and that's straight from the study guide. So ideally here, what you will then do is using these graphic organizers can actually help you prepare for that. And then if you're not planning on taking the traditional exam and you're taking the essay exam, there are essay questions that are specifically related to this as well. So this is Energy Sources Graphic Organizer. I have it broken down into the 4 major, again, non-renewables, and then I have it broken down into 4 major types of renewables. So for each energy source, I just want you to tell me where it comes from. And this can literally be as simple as coal is ancient carbon from the ground, right? I mean, very, very simple here. It doesn't require huge explanations. Just a single point is fine. What do we use coal for? So what types of energy are we using coal for? Well, coal in this case is mostly used to generate electricity. So we use coal burning power plants that will burn that coal to create heat, which creates steam, which spins a turbine and generates electricity. So you could simply say electricity. And then the types of pollutants created in production. So when I say production, what I mean is what are the impacts of mining for coal? What are the impacts of drilling for oil? What are the impacts of mining for the uranium that we need for nuclear power, right? So this is what I mean by production. And then pollutants during use. So we've burned the coal. What's the problem with coal burning? We have used the oil and created gasoline, and we're burning gasoline. What kind of pollutants did we create, right? So that's the idea here. If you move down to the renewable sources, same thing. Where's it come from? Okay, so we use wind energy. So it would be simple as we use wind energy to spin a turbine. It comes from the wind, right? Okay, what do we use it for? Again, wind energy is mostly for electricity. That's primarily what we're using it for. And then what are the pros and cons of using wind energy? Why is it a good thing? And what are some problems that we have with it? Okay, so again, as far as an assignment goes, this one is a little bit more in depth than some of the other assignments that we have done in the past few weeks. But again, the idea here is this is setting you up really, really nicely for that first exam, right? So this is a study aid that you are creating at the same time as you're turning in an assignment. And then again, the quiz and the discussion. So that's sort of it for this week as far as what's due. Also keep in mind that I did want you to turn in those Green Tech project outlines, and I gave you a little extra time for that. So originally, rather than having them due yesterday, Sunday, I'd like those turned in to me by Wednesday, so I can get kind of a good idea of what you're going to be talking about in these Green Tech presentations. And bullet points are fine. It doesn't have to be anything really formal. I just want to get a sense of what this technology is that you've chosen, and I just want to learn a little bit about it. So kind of the who, what, when, where, why of it, right? So what it is, why it was developed, how it can be used, what are the advantages, those types of things. That's the idea, right? So again, this, if you haven't already turned the outline in, the outline is due on Wednesday. And then the last thing I wanted to point out, and I did mention it in my email yesterday that I sent out to everybody, is that there is an opportunity to earn some extra credit right now. So I will have a few other extra credit opportunities. I'll probably post those next week. This is a simple survey. So it's just, I think, maybe 5 questions total, and they're very short. And the idea here is I just like to get feedback from students sort of midway through the semester, just to see, hey, how are things going? Do you know what's expected of you each week? And what are some things that are really helpful for you? What are things you'd like to see that might make things more helpful? That's kind of the idea here, right? So these are anonymous. No answers are associated with your name. I can see that you answered the survey, but I don't actually see your individual answers. So once you complete that, again, I will give you 5 points of extra credit, and I'm offering those 5 points to everyone who completes the survey by the end of this week. So if you can get that in, just take 5 minutes. I would really, really appreciate it. Other things that will be coming up, don't forget that again, just once again, the study guides. Let me show you where those are again. I think I showed you last week, but I want to show you one more time. Actually, nope, those are in course materials here. I want to show you those one more time. So once again, you go to course materials, you go to the exam study guides, and I have both of them here again. So one if you plan on taking the essay only exam, and then one if you plan on taking the traditional exam. Okay, so again, it's entirely up to you. You get to pick whichever one you're going to be more comfortable with. So what I will be doing this week is I will be providing you with some more specific instructions on Respondus Lockdown Browser. I cannot record a video using Respondus Lockdown Browser because it makes me close out of all recording software, which is good, right? Because you can't record your screen or use any screen capture while you're taking the exam. So I cannot show you what that looks like. However, I will be posting a link to a video that shows you what it looks like, and I will be giving you sort of step-by-step instructions, both written and in a quick video. So I am going to provide that for you so you know what to expect on the day you decide to take the exam. And then the other thing that I'm going to provide is I will also provide a sample video on Flipgrid So Flipgrid is going to be how you're going to be recording your green tech presentations. And for those of you who did the introduction, the course introduction, for those of you who posted your personal intro, which I can show you those again if you've all forgotten about those. For those of you who posted those, it's the exact same website. We're going to use the same sort of method. So sorry, it's just making me, it makes you log in. Oh, no, sorry, not that one. We'll do a Google login instead. It's fine, it still works. That one, there we go. So then you will, again, see, these were for the introductory videos, but there will be a new Flipgrid. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. I can't. I don't think I can. There will be a new Flipgrid actually that will say Green Tech Presentations that I will send you all a link to. And in that link, you will see, again, you'll come to the page. You do need an email address to get in, so just use a Google account. It can be any account you have. It doesn't have to be your Harper account. And then you will hit this green button to record a video. Okay? You can do this on a phone. You can do this on a laptop or a tablet. You can use anything you want to record this video. I'm going to show you a sample one of what a sample Green Tech presentation might look like, give you some different options for how you want to do these videos. Keep in mind that, again, these are only 10 to 12, or not 10 to 12 minutes long. That would be crazy. No, they are 2 to 4 minutes long, so they are not long at all. And the idea is that you share this information with us, right? In addition to the presentation, there's also going to be 2 other components to it, which I will put links up to very shortly. One will be your self-evaluation. So after you've done the project and the video and you've turned everything in, you'll do a little quick self-reflection that just asks you, how do you think everything went? And if there's something you could change, what would you change? Very simple stuff, a few questions. And then you'll also do a peer evaluation, which you're going to watch someone else's video, kind of write down their video, what their topic was, and you're just going to say how they did. What were things that you thought were really great, or what were some things that you thought they could do better, right? And they don't receive that feedback. I'm not going to share that with anybody. It's just for me to see that you watched somebody else's presentation. Okay, so those parts of the assignment will be posted shortly, the links for those, but I don't have any of that yet. The last thing that I wanted to point out just here really, really, really briefly is, hold on. Okay, in any case, I can't get to my doodle poll right now. That's really, oh, you know what? I can get there a different way. I'm just trying to get to my doodle poll. Here's my doodle poll. I'm trying to schedule some study sessions. The idea is that I want to give you all a chance to be able to speak with me sort of in real time versus, you know, emailing back and forth. I want to give you all an opportunity to do that. So what I've done is I've created a poll. Oops. What I've done is I've created a poll, and in this poll I've got lots of different times that I'm suggesting for these study sessions. What I would like y'all to do is to pick the 3 that work the best for you, right? So I'm trying to schedule them different days of the week, different times of the day, you know, early morning, mid-morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, evening. I'm trying to pick a lot of different times to accommodate as many people as I possibly can. So if you could do me a favor and choose the 3 best options that would work for you. And then what I will do is I will take all of that and I will schedule 3 of those sessions. And we're going to use a tool called Blackboard Collaborate. And let's see, I don't think, yeah, you guys don't have it on there. Anyway, it's basically, it's kind of like Zoom, but it's right through Blackboard. So it's the same idea. So there would be a room that you would click on the link for it. If you have a camera, you know, you'd be able to pop up and see, I'd see your video. You don't have to have video if you don't want to. I'll have my video and my audio on. And the idea is that we can I can help you prepare for the exam. So you have to come with specific questions. So I'm not sort of giving, lectures or anything during this time, but it's really meant to be, what can I help you with? So you're going through the study guide and you're like, oh, I really don't know what the answer to this is, or I really wish I had some more information about this, or whatever it happens to be. That's the idea, is I want to provide that opportunity for us to talk to each other in real time. So again, if you haven't done so yet, if you could fill that out, that gives me some information so I can try to plan for these study sessions. They're optional. You don't have to be a part of them if you don't want to be, but I do want to provide that opportunity to you all. So a little lengthy today. I apologize for that. But again, we're almost here at the end, and we've got these big things coming up, the exam and the Green Tech project, and I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable with those. So as always, email me if you have any questions, and I will be in contact again in the middle of this week. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.